Welcome to My Reality, Your Perception, hosted by yours truly, Almighty L Infinite. This will be the first part of 6 parts of this particular segment. We'll be covering a vast variety of subject matters in general when dealing with this vlog series. This is episode 1 of 1, and we'll be covering God. That's right, God. By no means do I mean to offend anybody, anyone, in any shape or form. Okay? All this is my thoughts. Most of my thoughts are probably what you people think, but you're scared. You're scared to speak out. You're scared to break the chains off of your mental slavery and somewhat physical slavery, whatever. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay? God. Conditionally and traditionally, we're taught about God. I've been hearing about God for at least 3 decades, Really don't dispute much, had a few arguments here and there, but whatever is my opinion is my opinion. Whatever's your opinion is your opinion. No one is right and no one's wrong because perception isn't reality. This is my reality, and that's your perception. And that's where this vlog comes in. Okay? Let's talk about this God figure. When looked at closely, you start to realize that God starts to look and sound and appear to be more like a man than anything that we've been told. When closely examined, when you're not being tricked, right? When you're not being led by the shepherd, right? Just look at this guy for a minute. Let me sit up. Let's take a closer look, all right? So, he's just wherever he's at, Not to say that there isn't anything greater than us, because I believe that there's something greater than us, and I believe that there's something greater than that, and I believe there's something even greater than that, and it's infinite. It's a cipher, This is something that everyone has to live through and everyone has to realize, Even me and my mentor were talking. It's all about recollection. So all you have to do is remember, become a member again of something that you once were a part of. Bear with me, people. So let's take a look at God. Wherever he's at, where it may be, he decides, this is boring where I'm at. It's time to go down to this motherfucker, some meddle with these beings that I created. Shit's fucked up. Got to create something good. So what does he decide to do? He decides to create himself by impregnating a woman with himself, to have himself, and then sacrifice himself for himself / the people. Not to mention that he signed himself up for this. That's just one part. And some will argue. They'll say, no, that was his son. Okay, well, if that's his son, Jesus we're talking about. If Jesus is his son, then what is the Holy Trinity? Well, the Holy Trinity is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So if the Father is God, and the Son is Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, in simpler terms, would probably be the nature of which one can operate with, the nature of those beings, even though the Trinity symbolizes one. So if they're one, that would mean that he impregnated a woman with himself. That would mean that the birth of Jesus, in essence, would be kind of sick when you really think about it, because I mean, that would mean Mary's son is actually the person she got impregnated by, one way or the other, if you believe in the Holy Trinity. If you don't, but if you do, that's what that means. It means that Mary gave birth to the same energy or creational force that she was impregnated by. That's bizarre. Let's move forward. So let's say they're separate. Okay? So God creates his son, impregnates this woman with his son. I don't even know if it was consensual. If someone knows that this is consensual, please let me know, leave a comment. But I don't know if this is consensual, and if it's not consensual, that means Mary was raped. I mean, of course, this sounds, this is taboo. Like, people won't talk about this. It's taboo. Nobody wants to talk about this type of stuff because it's weird. It doesn't make sense. And when it's looked at in its simplest form and you're not making it all complex, this is what it means. It means Mary got pregnant with the same person that she gave birth to. Not only that, she was raped. She was a goddamn virgin. For Christ's sake, no pun intended. For Christ's sake. I mean, where do they do that at? Where do they do that at? You know? So, if she's raped and it's not consensual, I mean, I can't really see her agreeing to this, because at this point, I don't even know if she even believed in this being that just decided to show up down this motherfucker and get her knocked up to begin with himself again. Pregnates her with him to have him, I don't even know. I guess he's a physical manifestation of his spirit form. All one, might I add. Again. Okay? So he's raping women. That's human as fuck. You know? Only men run around taking shit that isn't theirs. I mean, nothing with divine power would do such a thing. Not in my book, not in my reality. Okay? That's not the God that I see as almighty. Okay? Next, let's take a look at how, if they are separate, he has his son, puts his son on the cross, abandons him, and allows him to sacrifice himself for people that he's upset with.